Hello, everyone. Welcome to Mind Blowing Health and Wellness with Violet, Pat Chat Edition. I'm Violet.
And I'm Pat.
So last week we did a video talking about nutrition labels and the changes that the government's been making to make them easier to read. And we thought maybe we'd dive a little bit deeper and talk about ingredients and see if what the ingredients are proposing kind of matches. So where should we be putting our attention? On the ingredients or the nutrition facts?
Yeah.
So you have some interesting findings. Let's talk about that.
So we want to show you how to pay attention to those ingredients. You'll see that some commercial products that you might want to avoid versus some specialized like keto product that cost a fortune are actually not really better. First, I did find this. It was super interesting. The American Pepsi versus the Canadian Pepsi.
Oh.
Not diet. So the two bottles that I have here, not diet.
Okay.
They're regular. American Pepsi, like 500 mils, 210 calories, obviously no fat, 58 grams of carbs. What I like on that label is it's mentioned includes 58 grams of carbs coming from added sugar. The other thing that I do like about that label is that percentage that we talked like in a previous video. This one is 116%. So they actually like tell people like if you drink that, you're over your daily allowance of added sugar.
Of added sugar.
Of
Yes.
added sugar.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So that I like to see that 116% here. On the Canadian bottle of Pepsi, that's a little bit bigger. So 591 mils. We have like 69 grams of sugar. So a little bit more. What like struck me is the ingredients between like the difference in the ingredients between the two. So for the American Pepsi, we see like carbonated water.
Okay.
Second ingredient, high fructose corn syrup, caramel color, sugar. Another one, phosphoric acid, caffeine, citric acid, natural flavor.
Okay.
On the Canadian bottle, we have carbonated water, but the second one is glucose, fructose, and or sugar. We have the caramel, we have the phosphoric acid, we have the caffeine, the citric, and natural flavor. So my question is like, high fructose corn syrup, I know it's bad, but we don't see that on Canadian label, not often. Like we see the glucose, fructose. Are they the same?
Yes.
Okay. But why?
they're screwing with us. Instead of saying high fructose corn syrup, which everybody's yelling about, how do they word it? Fructose?
Glucose, fructose.
Glucose, fructose,
And
or
sugar.
sugar. High fructose corn syrup is sugar.
Okay.
So it's like they're playing with words. They instead of just putting high fructose corn syrup, which people are going to right away say, "Oh, that's bad," they're putting glucose, fructose. What is high fructose corn syrup? It's 40% glucose, 60% fructose. In some instances, it could be 30-70 as well. But it's like it's basically the combination of those two things. So they're just messing with us. They're just pretending like we don't have high fructose corn syrup. Yes, you do.
Okay, so again, like I'm kind of happy to see that like the American label seems to be like strict, like more strict, in
more
a way
transparent,
more transparent in a way that like this is what you put in your body. Okay, the other one that I was interested in is like there's a bevy of keto friendly product that's appearing on shelves like all over the place in stores. So let's go through some good keto bars to see like what does it look like. So
right away, I'm going to pause you there and say that I do not endorse these keto bars, because to me, it's basically tricking yourself into thinking that you're having a chocolate bar or whatever. And if they taste good, chances are you're going to want to eat them more and more. And they're still processed food. It's still processed food. Like, okay.
Okay. Nutrition label first, 200 calories, 14 grams of fat, which is not like a good amount. Carbs, you have 12 grams of carbs. 7 of them are fiber. 1 is sugar. It's a Canadian label, so we don't have like added sugar or naturally occurring. But in the 12 minus 7, you have 5 net carbs. And proteins, 10 grams. Those bars tend to be a little bit high on protein too. But like, let's go through the ingredients just like for the sake of it. So first one, fats blend. So we have peanut butter, organic palm stearin, coconut oil, peanut oil. You have second chocolate flavored coating. because it's a bar with the chocolate coating. So you have chicory root fiber, responsibly sourced palm kernel and palm oil, brown rice protein, cocoa powder, processed with alkali, sunflower lecithin, salt. Then you have whey protein isolate, peanut flour, acacia gum, rice flour, peanuts, chicory root fiber, cocoa powder, brown flaxseed, tocopherols, stevia, and stevia leaf extract. And to me, it's a lot of things that I don't even, not sure if I pronounce correctly.
Okay, can I sit up for a second? I just want to. I'm sorry, but okay. So, I mean peanut butter. Okay, I mean so we're probably gonna. I'm never gonna be sponsored. So, in terms of like nuts that are healthy to eat, first of all, peanuts are a legume, but they're like the least healthy that you can have. So the fact that this bar is probably costing 3 to 4 times what a regular bar would cost, and they're using peanut butter instead of almond or cashew or any other better quality. Anyways, whatever. But I don't even palm stearin. I'd have to look that up. The chocolate flavored coating. So chicory root fiber, responsibly sourced palm kernel, and palm oil. So palm oil, from my memory, is not a naturally occurring oil. You have to process to get that. So right away, that's making me nervous. But again, I could be wrong. See, this is the kind of thing that if I was actually going to buy this product, I would be looking up, like, can you cold press palm oil? Brown rice protein. I know that I react to cacao powder, so I'm jumping down. Sunflower lecithin. I don't know what that is. I mean, I like the salt.
It's probably the only like the idea here is like I have been tempted in the past because like we shop at Costco, we see all those like keto product appearing, and honestly, like I took a box just because I was curious to see what's like was inside, and looked at the list of the ingredient and just put it back, because like whenever you get a product that like with ingredients you don't know, you can't pronounce, put it back. Like it's processed. Like there's probably no good point of putting that in your body. Just get some nuts.
What makes me nervous about this product is just that whenever I see processed food, I'm just wary, because I know that to make something taste good, all the science that typically goes in there to make something taste good, I'm not hearing a bunch of sugars in the ingredients. So that makes me a bit more relaxed about it. But at the same time, there's so many ingredients that I'm not really sure are they healthy to eat. So again, it's
but still like
yeah,
a bar.
It's a bar.
It's a bar, like it's processed. Like what there's a ton of better choices to eat. If you need a snack, you can just get the raw nuts. You can get cheese. Yeah, like
I'm always caught off guard when people say they need a snack, because at that point, are you eating healthy that you need a snack? So like to me, it's more like trying to get your health under control than focusing on trying to find the right kind of bar.
Okay. Next one, I was interested in more like a whole food. So pistachios, it's a nut. So
one of my favorites.
Again, serving size 30 grams. 30 grams, it's a little amount of pistachios. So you
It's
need
just
to,
over an ounce.
Yeah, so weigh it. You probably, like if you're hungry, you're not going to be satisfied with that. So just measure it. And make sure that if you go like with 2 servings that like it fits in your numbers. So 30 gram fat, that's good. Saturated fat 2 grams. It's all like naturally occurring. Carbs 8 grams minus 3 grams of fiber. So you have 5 net carbs. So that's what and 6 grams of protein. So you still have like in an ounce or an ounce, like you have like 25% of your day in carbs just right there. So are they good?
25% if you're doing that.
Yeah.
More than that if you're doing total. So yeah. So it's, I mean, are they good? I mean, they taste good. Should you be eating them? Is a whole other question. I think one of the things when we're talking about like the nutrition content of food is exactly this: is that when you start to be aware that your body really does best with less carbs, so lower amount of carbs, then these kind of snacks. Again, we're back to that idea of snacks. It's really a question of is that where I'm putting my carbohydrates? If you're doing low carb, then yeah, 8 grams is not a big deal. You have 125 to work with, 8 grams is not a big deal. But when you're doing keto, when you only have 20 grams, 8 grams is a lot. And I'm talking total here because I want people to start thinking total. Like, only because I feel like sometimes we get a little bit, I don't want to say lazy, but like we're too at ease with the idea that, oh, we can fudge a little here and fudge a little there. And I think it's important for us to recognize that in your body, once you've eaten it, if it's doing damage, it's doing damage. And this is why we make these videos, because I think sometimes we don't really, first of all, who's going to eat 30 grams of pistachios, right? I think it's like the rare case that you're only going to eat 30 grams. So you're probably going to end up eating more than that. And then at that point, it's like, what's it doing? What are the sugars doing in your body? Was it worth it for eating that small amount of carbohydrates? Some people are going to say yes. I can't tell what to do.
Yeah. Cashews are just be careful with the cashews, like they're whole, but like they're high in sugar. So those two are not like your best choice. Like they taste good, they're addictive, you want more, so be careful with them. Next example is like something I did find regular grocery store. I do use it to cook once in a while because like the ingredients are very clean actually. It's a sauce. It's a marinara sauce. So we have Italian tomatoes, whole Italian tomatoes, tomato juice, crushed tomatoes, olive oil, extra virgin olive oil, garlic, onions, sea salt, herbs. So like you find that at your regular grocery store, not super expensive. And like the label reads like for half a cup, 80 calories. But be careful, like the tomatoes are relatively high in carbs too. So 3.5 grams of fat, because of the oil, 9 grams of carbs, 2 grams of fiber. So you have 7 net carbs, and 7 grams of sugar, naturally occurring like from the tomatoes. So it's a good product. There's no junk. It's not, even if it's in a jar, it's like not super processed, but there's no bad stuff in it. But just be careful. Put it in your number.
I'm sorry, was there sugar in it?
No.
Those ingredients actually sounded perfect. It's like, I mean, what the herbs were, it would have been nice to know what all the herbs were rather than just saying herbs.
It's a secret.
But yeah, probably it's a secret blend, and that's why they don't want to tell us. But the thing I will say is that, again, it's one of those situations where that is an ideal food for anybody who can manage nitrates. It's like the ingredients are clean. I mean, you'll take the amount of sauce that you can manage to eat, so to keep your carbohydrate in the right spot. But it doesn't sound like bad ingredients at all.
What I did not so long ago is just take some pork shanks, and I actually cooked the meat in the sauce, and it was very good. So it's something I use that sauce for. It allows you not to get your full half a cup of sauce if you just like put it on the meat a little bit, and it was good. So something you can do with that. Next, I was interested like with bread. Like, is there a difference between your healthy whole grain organic bread versus just like a regular white hamburger buns, for example? Like in a difference in the ingredients, of course, are going to be different, but like did it have an impact on the labels? I did find one brand of organic whole wheat. I did use wheat. Could have used like other grains, but like this one I did find. So organic whole wheat flour, water, organic cracked wheat, organic brown sugar, organic wheat gluten, organic wheat bran, yeast, organic oleic sunflower and or safflower oil, sea salt, organic vinegar, organic oat flour, organic molasses, cultured organic wheat starch, organic barley malt, ascorbic acid, natural enzymes. Contains wheat, obviously. Okay, so nutrition facts: 1 gram of fat only. Per slice, 18 grams of carbs, 3 fiber, so 15 net, sugar 2 grams. So 1 slice is 100 calories. What like struck me in there was like, be careful at all the different variation of sugar you're gonna have. Even if it's organic brown sugar, it's still sugar. You have organic molasses, still sugar. 1 slice. So is it like better than a regular hamburger white flour bun?
Can you get the ingredients of the white flour first?
Yeah. Enriched with wheat flour, water, vegetable oil, sugar/glucose fructose, so our high fructose corn syrup. You have yeast, salt, vinegar, monoglyceride, wheat gluten, corn flour, calcium propionate, sugar, stearoyl 2 lactylate, acylated tartaric acid, esters of mono and diglycerides, sorbic acid, natural flavors. Oh, natural flavors, but it's really far in the list. The natural flavors: color, soybean lecithin, and with an asterisk, order may change. So
Order may change.
like one bun, which probably would be considered like 2 slices, is 180 calories.
How many grams is how much?
66 gram for a bun.
And the other one was?
The other one was for a slice is 42 grams.
42,
Okay.
okay.
It's still like for a bun, 31 grams. Oh, you have 31 grams of carbs minus 1 fiber. So you have 30 net carbs. If you divide by 2, you're still around your 10 net carbs. I would be more attracted toward the organic bread than the white hamburger bun because I can't read the ingredient and understand them. The white hamburger bun, now I'm like, I think even for my kids, and I'm not gonna even buy them anymore. I never actually looked at the ingredients. So.
Okay. In the white hamburger bun, we have enriched flour, water, vegetable oil, sugar, glucose, fructose, yeast. So, like, honestly, the weirdness starts, vinegar, like, all these things I understand. The weirdness starts acetylate tartic acid. This starts over here. The last, I would say, 1, 2, 3, like the last 6 ingredients. These are probably the weird things they put in to keep the stuff from spoiling. What I find interesting here is that if we look at just this 66 gram bun is giving us 31 total carb, and the fat 3.5. We go back up here, 43 gram slice is giving us 18. And I don't know about you, I use 2 slices of bread to make a sandwich. So now we go from 18 to 36. 36, right? So now are we not back to the same? Okay, yeah. 31, 36.
But like the two slices of the organic bread would be 86 grams compared to the 66 grams.
So this is a heavier bread first to begin with. But then the thing I like about it is they're calling all these things organic. But what we really have is wheat, sugar, wheat, bran, yeast, organic, high oleanic, sunflower
oil, basically organic oil.
Sunflower and or some safflower oil, because it's oil. Sea salt, I like that. Organic vinegar. Okay, I can't be upset about that. Organic oat flour. Didn't you see that flour down there, Laura? Molasses, another sugar. So we had another flour, another sugar. Cultured organic wheat starch, another sugar. Organic barley malt, another sugar. Ascorbic acid, an acid, natural enzymes. So how many wheats and then I mean, interestingly enough, I understood everything in that list, but it was a bunch of wheat, which is carbohydrates, and sugar, which is sugar. So I don't know.
But does it bring the idea against like a calorie is a calorie, where in the bad bread you have like just vegetable oil versus like the organic sunflower oil? Like, or I'm just like thinking about like all that lazy dirty keto movement where you like, as long as it's a fat, it's a fat.
I mean, honestly, I don't feel like these two breads are all that different. That's the problem that I'm having here, is that when you actually look at like what you're getting out of it, 100 calories for one slice or 180 for a bun. Like I think the quality of the ingredients, I'm assuming all this organic, if I was looking just at ingredients and I had to eat one, if I had to eat one, I probably would go with the one with the better quality ingredients. But do I feel like these two products are that different? No.
Yeah, but nutrition label to nutrition label, like equivalency, is the white wheat flour, like the how do they call it, like the enriched wheat flour, would be easier? Like, would your body put them in storage like faster? Would they be? Like,
see, this is the problem that I'm having with this. After reading Mark Hyman's book, Food, What the Heck Should I Eat? You kind of learn that all of these things are just ways for them to trick us into thinking something's healthier when in fact it's not. I mean, really, enriched wheat flour says to me that they processed it so much that they had to re-enrich it, which is bad. But then you go back up and you look at this other list here, organic whole wheat flour. Well, like, in the book, he was talking about how they can call something whole wheat and whole grain just as long as there's like 10% still there. So it's like, I feel like they play with stuff so much, it's hard to tell what's better and what's not better just by reading a label. Like I'd actually have to be in the bakery where the bread is being made to see like before that I'd have to be in the place where they process the wheat to see, did they process it and leave it all there? And we know they don't, because, and see, this is, it frustrates me. This is where we know that there's a level of BS happening. Because if you ever went to like those places, like in Canada, Montreal, we have Upper Canada Village. And when you go there, they have those old systems of making bread still functioning. And when you eat that bread, like you still feel bits and pieces of the wheat, because they're using a grinder to actually grind so it's not flour like what you get in the store. It's ground, but not that. When you eat these breads, yeah, there are little bits of stuff in there. Yeah, as much as that bread, not to my taste. Yeah. Not to my taste, right? So I feel like there's a part where there's just question marks in my mind as to their willingness to say organic and just know that people are going to believe, oh, this has to be better because it's organic. But organic honey and regular honey, what's the difference? Like, they're both honey. Organic flour, and first of all, organic flour, which means organic wheat, but we make wheat, like wheat is a man-made process of crossing plants that didn't used to be this to make so even that idea that it's organic, when we like Frankensteined it together, and now we've been eating it for the last how many years, but go back 150 years, there wasn't wheat the way that we have wheat. So all of these things come together for us to really start to question these organic or whole. When they put whole in front of something,
they're still grains. You should avoid.
They're still grains.
You
exactly.
should avoid them. So, but it was an interesting exercise. Last one I have, yogurts. Like, obviously yogurts is healthy. So I was interested in my favorite full fat yogurt versus like a 0-fat yogurt with fruit.
Okay.
My plain 10% yogurt that I usually buy. Ingredients: whole milk, cream, milk protein, bacterial cultures. That's it. That's all.
That sounds pretty good in terms of ingredients. Yeah.
So 200 calories for 3/4 cups, 175 grams. We have 200 calories, 5 grams of carbs, actually. So 0 fiber, 5 grams of naturally occurring sugar from the milk ingredients, versus like the 0-fat yogurt with fruit. So it's a strawberry yogurt.
Yes,
so the same 175 grams, only 130 calories, 0 grams of fat, but you get 26 grams of carbs, including 22 grams of sugar. But I forgot like the ingredients. So skim milk, fruit preparation. So in that preparation, we have first ingredient sugar, water, strawberries puree, rice starch, pectin, natural flavor. Why the natural flavor if they had strawberries in the first place? Natural color, lemon juice concentrate. This was just for the fruit preparation they put in the yogurt. After, like, end of parenthesis, we have again sugar. We have whey protein concentrate, modified cornstarch, carrageenan, pectin, potassium sorbate, active bacterial culture. Again, like yogurt compared to yogurt, I prefer the one like with full fat with the less ingredient. Yeah.
It's amazing how many sugars are in that small container of yogurt. But again,
26 grams.
26 grams.
Yeah.
What's interesting to me again is you have that story of, because they're telling us that sugar is not harmful, that they can write on a label 26 grams of sugar and people just pick it up in that, like, I mean, think about a little container of yogurt, 26 grams of sugar. I think that it's scary that we don't find that scary.
One article that I did find was like, if you find a sugar or a derivative in the first 5 ingredients, just leave it there. Okay. And I did find that interesting. So if you read the ingredient, I would guess sugar or something you can like read or pronounce or say, like, yeah, leave it like in the first 5, leave it there. Because they always have, like, not always, but they often have little bits of like milligrams of something like for stability or for like conservation. So as long as they're not in the 5 first ingredient, then
I'm gonna go a step further. Stop buying processed foods. Like, really, like, I feel like by this point just stop buying processed foods. Put them down. Eat real foods. And then you don't have to worry about this stuff because they're just trying to sell products and they're not necessarily caring. Not necessarily. They don't care about our health as long as we're willing to buy their garbage and eat it. Then they're happy to make their money off of us. And I don't really believe that there's any like long-lasting value that you're going to get out of eating these things. So that's my suggestion. Just eat real food.
Yeah. And you can find real food or make your own food for all of those often, like, of course, oftentimes you want to like be a little bit quicker, but like you can probably cook in advance, prepare in advance. If you want to make your own sauce, you do, like, you can can it yourself and make large quantities. What else would we have? Well, bread. We had some recipe with like bread with almond flour and coconut flour. But again, like if you want a burger, better put it in with lettuce leaves. That's pretty good. What else?
I want to just say that I think part of the reason that people get caught up in still buying a bunch of processed foods is because of two things: not wanting to put down the things that made us sick in the first place, and laziness. And I know that's my story for still buying bottled sauces instead of making your own, buying bottled mayonnaise instead of making your own, as I have made mayonnaise in the past and I haven't made any recently. So, but you know what, the flip side of the coin is how often do I eat things that need mayonnaise? I just don't eat it then. If I'm not going to make it, I don't eat it. And I think that we need to stop trying to entertain ourselves with food. Like, get out there, live your real life, like do stuff, and stop looking at your food as something for entertainment. Food is supposed to fuel and build your body, not to be fun. And like, we need to put that idea down, because I feel like it's killing us, right? That you're reading a list of ingredients that you can't pronounce. Like, that's so scary, right? We should at least be able to understand every ingredient in a container. I want to thank you for watching Mind Blowing Health and Wellness with Violet. Let's just get out there and do better, guys. We can absolutely. All my wellness warriors, I want you to, when you look at a label, as he said, if sugar's in one of the first 5, and for sure if there's something you don't understand in the first 5, like, don't buy it. And if you can at all, just buy whole food. Thanks for watching Mind Blowing Health and Wellness with Violet, Pat Chat Edition. If you want to contribute to production of videos, Teespring, Amazon, Patreon, all those links in the description below. We love making these videos for you guys, and I really can't wait to talk to you guys again next week.
Talk to you next week.